Mic check. Mic check. Perfect. Okay. Looks like we're happening. Okay, so let me just get comfortable here and get set up. I didn't realize this intro was going to go so smoothly. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Sydney Winston. It's been a very long day. It's what is today? I don't even know. It's Saturday evening, late, and I have had a very mediocre day. I haven't done anything. There's been really no high point to the day, and I'm not really sleepy. So I have my bowl of popcorn, and I have the Von Helton live, the last one that I saw posted. And I think I'm going to be entertained by Von Helton, and I invite you to join me. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. First thing I want to mention is that he runs a show for an hour, roughly 60, in this case 69 minutes. At the end of most every one of his streams, inevitably he'll say, "Oh, I'm running out of time. I only had an hour, whatever." But little do we know, and maybe you don't know either, but his intro, he has an intro every single time he runs this live stream, and the intro runs over 14 minutes. So at 14:25 of the hour-long video that he puts out, this is where it actually starts to become a live stream. So 14 minutes and 25 seconds in, this is what we get. We finally get to the great Von Helton.
Alrighty, good evening. It is a Von Hilton live show, and I thought I would have a co-host, but apparently the co-host is saying now that they have to go to work. I wish I'd have known that before I started a live show, but that's okay. All right, whatever. We can sally forth and to victory and all that good shit. But I was kind of hoping that I might have a co-host tonight, but they say they've got to go to work. Okay. So, well, you got to work.
Who was your co-host?
Shit happens. All right. Well, but anyway, so you still got me. You're stuck with me. So,
popcorn time.
Okay, whatever. Let me see here what we're going to do. This person wanted to talk about UFOs, and so that is what we'll do. UFOs are not outwardly being discussed, so we will look in the news for anything even remotely associated with UFO.
See, this is another reason Von Helton doesn't make the big bucks, because who the hell cares about UFOs? It's all, UFOs at best is conspiracy theories where everybody, eggs each other on with nonsense. So anyway, let's find out about UFOs.
See if we can find anything. Any news. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let me see here. Let's grab this and that there, and grab a hold of this here, and that there, and there we go. All right, radar. That's a name for a website, huh?
Oh yeah.
I do not want to ask the AI about anything. Get rid of that. Thank you. All right, video. Is the truth really out there? Watch startling new footage showing UFO floating over California for 15 minutes before vanishing. Well, that's an interesting thing.
Oh, this is going to be believable.
Of course, the two don't exactly look alike. But whatever. A mysterious bright craft over California has people thinking it's a UFO. Aliens are here, or at least they may be in California, as what appears to be a UFO. Trust me, friend, aliens have always been in California, and they always will be. Anyway, what appears to be a UFO was captured on video. Radar Online can reveal the fascinating footage recorded on April 27th by a resident standing near an isolated cabin. Seems to show a brightly lit hexagonal-shaped object, as it flies over the desert for at least 15 minutes. Is the truth out there? Well, witness captured strange footage over California that many believe is a UFO. It appears to move arbitrarily without any clear direction. Yeah. The movements were erratic and varying speeds. The anonymous witness wrote in a report to the National UFO
No one's
Center,
interested in this. What am I even broadcasting this?
According to the witness, the eerie flying machine moved slowly and erratically, almost as if it were baffled by where it should go next. The person behind the recording said tonight is the new moon, so it was probably not the moon, and yet it was much brighter than a full moon. And there's the video in question. What stood out was its extraordinary lighting, strange shape, and irregular movements. The witness said the spacecraft at one point changed shapes, going from a hexagonal shape to a circular shape. Despite the onlooker being the only person who saw the object in the sky, they made sure to report that they did not take any type of perception affecting substance. So in other words, he wasn't on drugs.
Why would they even have to say that?
Attempted to explain the aircraft, noting that an Elon Musk SpaceX rocket launch had taken place that day 3 hours earlier. The previous rocket launch in Great Britain, however, did leave behind a glowing frozen fuel that formed a blue spiral, which looked just like the witness's video. The head-scratching video was captured just days before a hearing in the U.S. Congress on UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. One notable face on the meeting, including Pentagon UFO project whistleblower Luis Elizondo, a former NASA administrator and retired Navy admiral, who urged the government to publish what it knows about these unexplained sightings. So there we go.
Well, that's definitely a nothing burger.
Not sure if the two are congruent to one another.
Nothing
but
burger.
supposedly, now this on the right is supposedly what was left by a rocket, and the one on the left is the UFO. I don't think they're the same thing. They don't even look the same, do they? The circle around the UFO object is continuous. Is continuous, while the frozen particles are not. So I'd say.
Well, this is not world news, dude.
At least going by what I see. But so there's one news article that is out there.
We want world news.
Is it art or aliens? Bogota, Colombia, UFO sphere draws conspiracy theories.
Come on, Vaughn, make it interesting.
Daily Dot. Oh, asking for ads again. Oh my God. Oh well. Man who recorded best ever UFO footage. Okay, there we go.
Just leave the UFOs alone. Go do something else. Some other news. Come on, man.
Okay.
I haven't
Man
watched
who
this one
recorded
yet,
best ever UFO footage answered question about video being fake. He sure it wasn't just a scrap of something going by. A man who recorded the best ever UFO footage has explained why he doesn't think what he saw was fake. There are plenty of people who are convinced they've seen a UFO hurtling through the sky.
You gotta have popcorn when you watch
And
Ron.
some even managed to get video evidence of their sightings. Some of the claims people make aren't hard to debunk. Others take a lot more explaining. One of the clearest pieces of footage of a sighting was taken by someone who was up in the very sky themselves and became convinced they had a close encounter of the third kind. The footage was dubbed one of the greatest UAP UFO evidences of all time by ufologist Jamie Maussan, who has been caught with fake aliens in the past. However, truth is in the eye of the beholder, so you might as well give it a look and learn why the person who filmed it thinks it's genuine. What do you suppose it is? Well, shit, I can't barely see it. It's a freaking dot. Where did the footage come from? The video was taken by pilot George A. Arteaga, who was flying in the skies above Antigua,
Colombia. Definitely drugs.
Colombia, when he spotted something peculiar moving through the sky. Within just a few seconds, the strange square-like object can be seen flying past Arteaga's plane and goes whizzing off in another direction. The bloke claimed that he and his co-pilot had seen the object hovering in the air between the cities of Medellin and Santa Fe before it suddenly gained speed and moved towards them. Arteaga claimed that the pair had wanted to keep following the strange object, the strange sight, before it suddenly started heading right for them. However, Arteaga was able to get some footage on his phone, which he claims is proof that he had a bona fide daylight encounter with a UFO.
Well, let's see.
Check it out.
Let's see.
Okay, I can't check it out because there's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. Where the hell is it? Okay, well.
Finally, Vaughn's entertaining us.
Why is Arteaga sure it's UFO? This is a big question that anyone's going to ask when they say they've caught a UFO on camera.
Exactly.
Okay, Ruby? No, we don't want them. Get rid of that. Thank you. There are all sorts of objects in the sky, which might just be a balloon or a scrap of something else floating about in the wind. However, the pilot said that since his plane was at 12,500 feet, there's no chance it could just have been a balloon. Well, now, wait a minute. Why not? I mean, isn't that what high-altitude balloons do? They fly at high altitude, hence the name, high altitude. Whatever. Anyway, Arteaga claimed it would be too cold and turbulent at that height for something like a balloon to survive in the skies. So he reckons it must have been a UFO. On top of that, the pilot claimed the thing he saw was something totally unknown without means of any propulsion, and he thought it moved in an intelligent manner. You may believe what you like, but the man who saw and filmed it is pretty convinced he laid eyes on
Where's the
UFO.
movie? Where's the film?
Okay, so, there's the object. Okay.
So?
Actually, it looks like it could be a piece of metal coming off of an aircraft. That's what it kind of looks like to me, actually. Best ever UFO camera had its authenticity 100% confirmed. Really? Aliens and UFOs are surely one of the longest running fascinations of our time. Ever since reports of an alien spaceship crashing at Roswell way back in the 40s hit the press, mankind has been hooked on UFO hysteria. We all know someone who spotted a rogue birthday balloon or glow lantern in the sky and whipped out their phone camera to declare that alien invasion is imminent. But even now and again, footage emerges that rattles even the biggest alien skeptic. One person who managed to capture pretty eerie footage is pilot George A. Arteaga, whose video recorded during a flight has been called the best UFO footage ever and has also been found to be 100% authentic.
Check out the footage
for yourself. Okay, and once again, there is no footage here. Where the fuck is the footage? It's not there.
I already feel better. I've had a shitty day.
Arteaga was traveling through the skies above Antigua, Colombia, when he spotted a strange object hurtling through the sky. Captured in bright daylight, the mysterious square-shaped object shoots out of the clouds and past Arteaga's cockpit in a matter of seconds. He was able to quickly grab his camera and record the object, which appeared to be light in color and pointed at one end as it flew towards him before quickly speeding off. Arteaga would later claim that he and his co-pilot had spotted the item floating in the air between the cities of Medellin and Santa Fe before it drastically picked up speed and beelined towards him. The pair had originally wanted to follow the UFO, but later abandoned the search after it suddenly began to hurtle towards them.
Oh, police.
A birthday balloon, a rogue Y-fit board, or aliens? Now I know what you're thinking. Surely it's just another runaway balloon or a random piece of debris. Not according to Ortega, who claimed that it would have been too cold or turbulent for a balloon to survive, adding that they were flying 12,500 feet in the air at the time. And it seems that Ortega has the backing of controversial ufologist Jamie Maussan, who
Controversial.
later authenticated. As for what happens during the UFO authentication process, we're not sure. But the pair would later sit down for an interview about the video, which Maussan later shared on his social media account. We are facing one of the greatest UFO evidences of all time, captured by the Captain Pilot Aviator George Ortega G. He wrote on X, alongside with a clip from their chat. Maussan went on to add that Ortega had told him the object moved with something totally unknown, without means of propulsion or movements that he considers intelligent. He also added that he had cross-referenced the footage with Pilot Lieutenant Ryan Graves, who had agreed the clip showed a UFO, also known as a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Whether or not you believe the clip is a UFO or a floating piece of rubbish depends on what your stance on aliens is. Perhaps it's one to bookmark and ask aliens about it when they finally decide to invade us.
So it's nonsense.
Here's a close-up of the thing.
Obviously.
I don't know. I think it's a piece of debris off the plane. He might want to PMCS his vehicle when
Not
he
of the plane that took the picture.
That'd be my guess. It looks like piece off the plane.
If it's 12,500 feet up, nah, I don't believe that either.
Joe Rogan addressed the best ever UFO footage caught on camera that 100% confirmed. The podcast host said the mysterious object looked like it's from another fucking world. Well, there you go. So Joe Rogan has spoken, people. At this stage
he's
in
the
the
big
game, we've all
authority,
seen
isn't
the
he?
clip of what is supposed to be the best UFO footage ever. Not everyone has heard what Joe Rogan had to say about it. Although his passion for the subject might have fooled you into thinking he's an extraterrestrial expert, 57-year-old is actually just an enthusiast. He's invited a plethora of guests on the podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, to discuss the topic, while previously saying he's 100% convinced that aliens have visited Earth. The UFC commentator even chewed the fat with President Donald Trump about the prospect of little green men coming down from space in November of last year. So when footage of a UFO, which was pretty hard to argue against, went viral a few years ago, Rogan obviously wanted to put his 2 cents in.
Another news article.
Take a look at the clip for yourself. Man. No, I cannot. There is nothing there.
Yeah, exactly. Third time you said that.
There. What are you all talking about? What is it with this website? It doesn't post clips, apparently.
Move on to something else.
In June last year, Rogan welcomed America's Got Talent judge Howie Mandel, 69, onto his podcast and just couldn't resist showing him the video. Explaining that people were calling it some of the most compelling UFO video ever recorded, Rogan went on to say that he had been unable to think up an explanation for it. They freeze-framed it.
I'm going to speed it up because, come on, man.
He told Mandel about the strange object in the sky. I mean, what the fuck is that? Rogan's guest claimed that he had previously encountered a UFO himself, while suggesting that the flying object in the clip was traveling at a similar speed. In response, Rogan said, but you have to take into consideration that this plane is moving in a specific direction and the UFO is moving in the opposite direction, so it looks much faster than it actually is, even if that was like a Mylar balloon. If you're passing it that fast, I mean, I don't know what you're getting at. That to me looks like it's from another fucking world. Rogan reckoned that the UFO looked like it was from another fucking world. Yeah. He explained that he was unsure whether it was merely a distortion in the footage, which made him think this, or because the flying object was actually an alien-related object.
What are the odds, huh?
That looks very distinct, Rogan went on. It's so fascinating, man. I mean, if I was a cynic, I'd say, oh, it's a fucking balloon. But it is weird, because it's not moving that fast if the plane is moving.
How can there be a balloon and a piece of debris?
Was even legit or not. However,
I mean, how can there be a balloon or a piece of debris? That totally would look different.
Ortega was swooping through the skies above Antigua, Colombia, when he spotted the object emerging through the clouds and zooming past the cockpit of the small plane he was flying. The quick-thinking pilot incredibly juggled his controls with his camera to capture the extraordinary moment as he and his co-pilot watched in awe. Ortega said that the object had initially been stationary before appearing to float in the air between Netherlands and Santa Fe. He claimed it then drastically picked up speed and beeline towards them, resulting in him maneuvering the plane to follow the UFO.
You can have your whole show on this fucking
podcast host was left stunned by the footage. Ortega insisted it didn't look or behave like a balloon, a drone, or a plane, but he didn't manage to track it down. After starting to hunt the flying object, the dad is said to have become alarmed when it started moving towards the plane, seeing him abandon the search in fear. He reckons that it would have been too cold and too turbulent for it to be a balloon, as he says it would have popped or blown away at 12,500 feet in the air, while that close to another aircraft, but the jury's still out on what exactly it was. Ufologist Daniel Masan, who famously unveiled the two alien corpses in Mexico last year, also threw his weight behind claims, insisting the footage was genuine, sharing a snippet of their chat on post on X and saying, caption clip, "We are facing one of the greatest UFO evidences of all time, captured by the captain pilot aviator George Ortega G." He also thanked retired pilot Lieutenant Ryan Graves for analyzing and validating the clip alongside him, which brought them both to the conclusion that it was a UFO anomalous object, aka a UFO. Masan said that Ortega told him that the object in the video is something totally unknown without means propulsion with movements that he considers intelligent. Alrighty. So, there you are.
So it's amazing how the guy who captured the video, which doesn't exist, also authenticated it. Same guy. Just love the process, huh?
The greatest thing, I haven't seen the video yet because I tried and there was nothing there to click on. What do you want me to say?
Good, move on to something else.
There was nothing for me to click on. Literally. There was literally nothing for me to click on.
Exactly.
But hey, for those of you that may have actually seen the video, weigh in.
What about you? You haven't seen the video because it doesn't exist, obviously.
I don't have anything to click on. But let me know if you've seen the video and what you think of the video.
If you've seen the video.
It would be in Colombia, down south below us.
If you happen to be watching YouTube from Colombia, let them know.
See what you think. See if it's legit. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I do not know. But hey.
Well, I know it isn't.
There you go.
How can you not know?
Yes, okay. All right. Let me get rid of that. And then,
come on, Vaughn. I got lots of popcorn. Move it along.
And that. And bada boom, bada bing, baby. Right. So, anyway, let's see if there's anything else, because all those are related to the UFO I just talked about.
Right.
All the news is about this UFO.
No other news in the whole world but other than this UFO news.
Yeah, there apparently is no other UFO news at the moment.
Oh, other UFO news. Oh, there's no other UFO news. Good. Move on to something else. Let's go. Come on, Vaughn, entertain me.
Front page detectives. Oh, talking about Jimmy. Jimmy Carter claims to have seen a UFO.
He's dead.
Let's check it out. Why not? We're here. I've still got internet. I've still got
Jimmy Carter, 97 years old, says he saw a UFO.
Might as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Sure. Why not? Right? Why not? And I got a big honking ad right there, right smack dab in the middle of the
Don't you hate it when that happens?
And y'all wonder why we hate ads? That's why. It's
why
right
you hate
in
ads?
the middle of the damn screen.
Oh,
huge ass thing.
Uh-huh.
It's like, why?
I hate ads too.
Let me see if I can get rid of that. No, I can't get rid of that.
But not because they're in the middle of the screen.
To the damn website. I can't get rid of that one either. Okay. Hellman's Real Mayonnaise is not going away. And this big honking ad here ain't going away.
Popcorn break.
I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that didn't work.
We're running commentary of what he's doing with his, what he can't figure out to do with his program there.
Let me see here. Go to the publisher's site.
Share your screen or something. Don't you, right?
No, that doesn't help me. Okay, well, it looks like we're not going to talk. I'll just have to tell you, because you can't see anything.
Don't talk about
UFOs. Big ass honking ad. I don't want to give it free advertising because it's not even a company I know. It's just some random company having a wireless thing.
Having a wireless thing?
Anyway, okay, let's see here. Oh, there it went. It disappeared. All right, finally. Praise the gods and goddesses. All right. See, maybe the gods and goddesses got rid of that shit. All right, there we go. Now we can see what we're doing. All right, 1969, a former U.S. president allegedly spotted a UFO about the size of the moon and was convinced aliens exist. In the realm of American politics, a few topics are as controversial or captivating as the possibility of alien life, While UFO sightings have often been brushed off as mere fantasy, it still has resurfaced again and again and again for decades. The U.S. government
Always in
has even
America for some reason.
declassified several military encounters, indicating that there is something not so normal around us. Intriguingly, once upon a time, someone who sat in the Oval Office claimed to have seen a UFO with his own eyes. Hard to believe, right?
Yes,
Surprisingly, it
very
was
hard.
none other than former President Jimmy Carter, stated Unilag. And there he is. There's Jimmy Carter.
With
The
Sadat,
39th President of the
1979
United States was not just a
or
fan, he was a
something.
true believer. Long before his presidency, on January 6, 1969, Carter had a personal encounter that would stay with him for the rest of his life. Standing outside a small restaurant in Leary, Georgia, with about a dozen members of the local Lions
When
Club,
did he become
Carter
president?
spotted something unusual in the sky just after 7:15 p.m.
1975?
He recalled it was about 30 degrees above the horizon and looked about as large as the moon. It got smaller and changed to a reddish color and then got larger
1976.
again, stated Politico. The whole group was too stunned to speak for 10 to 12 minutes
Too
as the
stunned.
object moved toward them, then away, before disappearing into thin air. Continue reading. I will. Oh, there's video.
Don't play.
Jimmy Carter actually filed a UFO report with NASA. So, I mean, he
Before
actually
becoming
reported on it.
president.
So, okay. Moreover, Carter even had a tape recorder with him that evening and captured several of his colleagues' reactions to the bizarre sighting. 4 years later, when Carter was the governor of Georgia and preparing for a presidential run, he submitted a formal report of the incident to the International UFO Bureau, according to Unilab. He claimed that his background as a trained naval officer with experience in nuclear physics should be taken into consideration before labeling him as a conspiracy theorist. While Carter
What's
did
one
not
thing got to do with
blatantly
the
claim
other?
it was an alien spacecraft, he did insist it was there for sure. Intriguingly, during his 76 campaign,
Don't forget that
Carter promised
Carter's
full
also a
transparency on UFOs.
a
He
very
reportedly
serious one.
said, "One thing's for sure, I'll never make fun of people who say they've identified objects in the sky."
I will say this though, before we carry on with this thing. It just struck me. Anybody who will say out loud that they believe in Jesus Christ or some kind of a God, some kind of a creator, what's wrong with saying, "Oh, I believe in UFOs"? It's the same lie. Absolutely the same lie. It's just UFOs are impossible, and based on the vastness of space, and so is this a creator God. Both impossible. Both conspiracy theories. Why is von Helton pushing this? I don't know. Maybe I'll get to ask him one day.
Yeah. If I become president, I'll make every piece of information this country has about UFO sightings available to the public and the scientists, as per Unilab. However, once in office, he walked back the pledge, citing defense implications.
Bullshit, in other
Well,
words.
there you go.
So there you go. Jimmy Carter, dud. Dud.
Decades later, in 2016, former Air Force scientist Jerry Justice may have all the answers to decode this mystery. After reviewing Carter's account, Justice connected the sighting to a high-altitude barium cloud released from a rocket at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. Justice remarked a rapid growth in
cloud was
apparent
released
cloud
from a
size
rocket?
and brightness, followed by the subsequent diminishment in both size and brightness, could easily be interpreted by an
I'm telling
observer
you,
as an
I'm going to
object
do
first approaching, then
a
receding,
news
according to
podcast
Politico.
as well. See how well it goes.
These glimmering clouds,
He's chosen
used for
UFOs.
atmospheric research,
I won't.
can look like
I
weird
will
shapes
gloss
to an
over the
untrained eye,
UFOs and go
especially
somewhere
from
else.
150 miles away.
Not
Now, the
today.
reality of this incident is known only to those who saw it. For the rest of us, we can just wait our turn. Okay, now, hold on a minute, because that flies in the face of the fact that Jimmy
Did you see he
Carter
had a little
was a
spasm
trained
there?
naval officer who specialized in identifying objects in the sky. That was part of his job.
Yeah, you believe that.
So yeah, that kind of flies in the face of all that, right?
No.
Would he have known it was a barium cloud? Would he have known about barium clouds used
You would
for
have
weather
known everything that
manipulation?
was available to be known at
Yeah,
the time.
probably. I mean, the Navy knows a lot of shit, so I would say yeah, sure. And so yeah. Oh shit, that's it? Really? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh, hell.
dude. Bullshit.
Oh hell, man. Oh well.
It's all nonsense. Come
That was
on.
brief.
Come on,
That's it.
surprise us with something entertaining fine for once in your life.
Well, I'm not. It's unfortunate that my co-host did not come on,
Co-host.
but they said they had to go to work. So,
Who's your co-host?
all right, it's all good.
No names.
Maybe next time.
Maybe doesn't exist.
Maybe next time.
Don't rely on a co-host ever.
They said they had to go to work in like 10 minutes. So
So what?
I did lose track of the time. I mean, so okay, it's all good.
No, it's not.
Next time, though, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard you say that
Next
before.
time, for sure.
Well, stop picking your nose on camera. Have I ever been
A
caught picking my nose
mysterious
on camera?
sphere
I don't think so.
discovered in Colombia sparks a UFO debate. It's a sphere, a circle, a globe,
Oh God, he's
and
still
it's
talking about.
silver,
He just said it's over. There's nothing more, and then he
and it's
carries
got
on.
a design all over it.
Oh come on, Von Helton,
Hmm.
Vonnie Helton.
Can Colombia UFO sphere also turn out to be a hoax after Peru's alien mummy?
I'm going to
turned out to
fast
be
forward through
dolls
this
made
and,
from
and wait
bones.
till he gets to something,
There you go.
till he starts talking about his life or whatever. Let me just go here.
Nothing. It's a solid piece of metal, I guess.
Okay, where does that stop?
Strange.
What's all that about? Let's
A
see.
congressional hearing in Mexico claimed to be around 1,000 years old, but hopes of extraterrestrial contact quickly crumbled. In a press conference held by Peru's Culture Ministry, experts revealed that the
Is that
dolls were
blurred
made
for you
using
too?
animal bones and modern synthetic glue. They're not extraterrestrials, they're dolls made from animal bones from this planet, joined
Looks
together
blurry.
with modern synthetic glue, said Flavio Estrada, an archaeologist with Peru's Institute for Legal Medicine and Forensic Sciences. So, okay. But the sphere is interesting. No
Okay.
welds,
No, it's not.
no attach points, strange carvings.
Who cares? Let's move
That
on.
does look-
Let's move on, Vaughn. Here we go.
Elvis Presley. Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty fascinating shit right there, man. Yeah.
Not really.
See if anybody wants to join. Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? Oh, I can't.
You know, on a serious note, Von Helton, if you really wanted to do something with your life, because you've got zero skills, virtually zero skills, what you do have, and we've heard you sing, you can carry a tune. I can't carry a tune. I wouldn't dare think of even trying to show you that I can't carry a tune. But you got the balls to sing to the camera, to the public. Well, why don't you take advantage of it? You've got the internet. You've got a singing voice. Do something with it. Make an entertaining show with it. Make us laugh instead of being so fucking depressing all the time. But let's hear you sing. All right, go ahead.
Can't imagine why I've got time enough to cry.
Is it?
Everybody's laughing.
Better than
I
UFOs.
don't care.
Yeah,
All right.
he's all right. He could have been a singer in a band.
There we go.
An old,
We'll see if anybody
old
wants
rocker.
to come in and say howdy.
Maybe no one
Holy
does.
shit, it's an hour?
See,
We're burning through an hour already?
15-minute
No way.
intro.
No fucking way.
That's because you talk shit
I only
about
talked a few
UFOs for the
minutes
most of
about
it.
that stuff. I thought. I thought I did.
Well, aren't you going to
Holy
complain
shit, we
about
burned
how
through an
the
hour?
trolls took away your
Really?
life?
I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Jeez Christ, you're not a child.
That's
Relax. It's
that's
nothing.
interesting.
No, it's not.
I honestly I didn't know we'd burned through an hour already. What the hell?
So he's going to spend 5 minutes
What the hell, man?
talking about how we burned through an hour.
I'm driving and heading home from work. Maybe tomorrow. Okay.
It's his
Okay.
co-host.
Sounds good, Cisco. Well, maybe we'll get Solar Marshall. Maybe he'll.
I'm looking forward to
show
that.
up.
He's not
Provided
supposed to
he's
even
not
have internet,
asleep
but he does.
Or zonked out
as
by
of-
the medication he
As
takes.
of the 28th.
He does take medication, but it's not. I mean, he's not a druggie or anything. But he does take medication, and the medication zonks him out.
Like drugs.
And so he may be zonked out from medication, I guess.
Yeah. Take some
'Cause I'm not
heroin
getting any more
and
from
it
him
won't
either,
zonk
and
you
he
out.
has not
Because it's not
shown-
medication. It's just drugs, you know.
But anywho,
Nothing.
yeah, the sphere, the globe, the silver ball is interesting. That is an interesting thing. Because like I said, in order to make it hollow, you got to be able to get in there. And there's no seams, there's no joint parts,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
no nothing,
Come on, man. Get on with
no
it.
hinges.
Entertain us. You said it's been almost an hour and you haven't entertained us yet.
Serration, is that the word I'm looking for? Where it's got like seams on it. Serrated, is that a word? I can't think of the proper term. Anyway, but yeah,
Boring,
so
Vaughn.
that's pretty far out. I can't believe I've done an hour. What the hell, man?
Aren't you
that's
amazing? Aren't you like something else?
Not,
Aren't you like,
I mean,
wow.
does it seem like we've been talking an hour to you?
No. 2 minutes. I'm telling you,
No.
it just flies like incredible. Just
No, we
flew
just
by
talked
like
about
that.
Jimmy Carter and a
Listen to him.
couple other things.
Isn't it?
That knocked them out, no problem. Wonder if there's missing time. Is there some missing time? I don't know. We'll play the video back later and see. You know, maybe I went poof for about a half an hour or something. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Maybe you were just bullshitting for half an hour.
Half hour later.
And you're an old man
Now,
who forgets.
Yeah, speaking of which, Bubby outside, the big dog,
Bubby.
he got hit by a car. This silver hatchback or
Oh,
fastback
man.
speeded up and
I
hit him.
hate fucking animal abuse.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Stories of
And I go
animal
running
abuse.
out there, but he's fine. He survived. But he had this big gash in his skull, where his skull had been.
Oh, and I bet you didn't take the vet, nothing.
Whatnot, and piece was sticking up, and everything. It wasn't nice.
So what
But he
you
was
do?
alive,
Yeah.
and he seemed completely lucid, amazingly. And I'm like, man, that's quite a knot on your head there, buddy. And never thought no more about it. Well,
Your dog
I
gets
guess
hit by a car.
day before yesterday. I think it was day before yesterday. Or yesterday. Yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Anyway, but yesterday or day before yesterday, I remarked on it and looking down.
This looks like it's it's going the same way it went when he killed his mother. Because he went online almost right away, in the same morning, and he told us that he found his mother lying on the floor. And, I didn't think anything of it. She wants to lie on the floor. She can lie on the floor. She can sleep on the floor. She's a grown woman. Do whatever you want. And then he went outside and he said he fed the dogs or whatever. And 30 minutes later, he came in to check on his mother. And his mother was still lying on the floor. Oh, well, she just wants to sleep on the floor. He said, it's okay. I'll just let her sleep and I'll, come check her out again. So he comes back, he says, about another 30 minutes later. And he checks up on his mother. He says he checks up on his mother. And she seemed a little kind of groggy, and maybe she needs to sleep it off. Anyway, I think at some point somebody called 911, and he might have, I don't know if it was him or somebody else who came over, but he admitted that he actually killed his mother by ignoring her while she was lying on the floor in her bedroom. Not in a bed, not sitting in a chair, collapsed on the floor. And he saw her. He went out, fed the dogs, and did whatever he did. Came back half an hour later. She's still lying on the floor. He thought, oh, maybe she's tired and groggy and just needs to sleep some more. Comes back a third time, and I guess notices that maybe, or somebody, the EMS, the 911 was called. And he has been going online blaming everybody else for killing his mother when it was actually him. This guy, this animal abuser. I don't even want to hear what he has to say about his dog. So I'm going to go and just fast forward or speed it up like crazy because I'm not interested in animal abuse.
And his head's perfectly smooth again, as if he had never been hit by a car. There is no mark where
Yeah, right.
the gash was.
Sure.
No,
yeah.
Where
miracle.
it was raised up. It's all nice and flat now. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think brother may have taken another trip upstairs and they put him in one of those med beds, or maybe just worked on him. I don't know, whichever. But yeah, I mean, his head perfectly flat and smooth now. It's as if he never gotten hit by the car. It's like, damn, this is twice now. Because remember, a deer.
Oh yeah. Why don't you fucking brag about it? But your dogs are getting hit by cars. Why? They're not restrained from wandering out onto the road and getting hit by a car. And he lives in a very remote area, so if there's cars coming by, they're not looking for for animals or children or anything like that. They're just driving. And then this guy lets his fucking dogs out onto public streets. Should be locked up for that. I swear.
I mean, his intestines were sticking out and everything. It's like, I can't fix that. Y'all gonna have to fix that for me. And he goes poof, I'm assuming. And then I didn't see him for a day or two. And then all of a sudden he's back again.
So his dog's intestines were sticking out? What a fucking idiot.
And I'm looking down at his belly. No gash. No suture marks where the skin was wrapped back together, sewed back together, whatever. Yeah. No seams, no gaps.
No, nothing. Absolutely. Yeah. We believe you.
Nothing.
Bullshit.
It was as if the deer hadn't even gutted him. And I'm like, okay, that's bizarre. Because, I mean, he come up on the porch, man, and his guts is hanging out. Like,
not believable.
He's dead. He is fucking dead. And, then he's gone for a day or two.
This is not entertaining,
back, and I look at him perfectly fine, as if nothing had ever happened. It's like, damn. So, maybe he took a trip upstairs. That's the only thing I can come up with. Either the gods healed him, or he took a trip upstairs and the ETs fixed him up, one or the other.
Either the gods healed him, the same gods who look after you, Vaughn, those gods that put you through real estate law for 2 years. Okay, I don't want to get into that.
Because that's the only two options. I sure as hell didn't take him to the vet. You're talking about thousands.
Exactly, you wouldn't. You're an animal abuser, you fucking asshole. That's the one thing I don't like about Vaughn. It's the one thing. Everything else that you say that you do, whatever. But you abuse animals, fuck you. You abuse animals, and I see you, and you're in within distance, I will have something to say. And not only to you, but to others. And I do. Fuck it. I don't tolerate animal abuse. Not 1 second of it.
Thousands of dollars to do that. But not only that, but if you'd have took him to the vet and got him fixed, which I don't think they would have fixed him, actually. I think they would have shot him. But
yeah, take him to the vet and they'll shoot him. That's right.
There would have been suture marks where they sewed the pieces of skin back together. And the fur would have been
what a waste
cut away
of popcorn, huh?
So that you could, see the skin. None of that was there.
Yeah.
It was as if.
Okay. Yeah, it was as if. Yeah, your miracles are happening all around you, Vaughn.
And then now, he had that really nasty spot on his forehead.
He said that
it was raised up and everything. It was open. It was not good at all. And it's like, dude, you okay? And I mean, he seemed fine. He just got this big wound on his head, from where he got hit by that car. The car speeded up to hit him, by the way. It
Oh,
speeded up to hit him.
brag about it. Brag about your
I
animal
watched that
abuse.
out the window. It
Fucking
speeded up to
Jesus
hit him.
Christ.
But
I just
anyway,
I started this to
so I'm,
relax and to be
I'm
entertained,
looking
get
at
some
his head. I
laughs.
looked at his head earlier,
Listen to this. This
and
is
it's still smooth as silk, man, as if
great.
there was no knot there of any kind. It's like, damn,
This is the best.
they
This
do
is the
good work.
best that he can do
They
to
do real good
entertain
work.
us.
So hey, but yeah, man. So that's twice now. He's took a trip upstairs. He come back really, really humble that first time.
Yeah, laugh
He
about
come
it.
back
Ha ha
really
ha
humble
ha ha.
because
My
Big
dog got hit
Dog
by a
he
car.
wasn't always a nice guy.
Piece
He
of
was pretty
shit.
mean
This
to
guy's a
the other
piece of
dog.
shit of a human being.
But after his trip upstairs, he was a whole lot nicer.
Trip upstairs.
So
What does that
apparently he
mean?
got an education up there. So,
Where? Where's upstairs?
but yeah, so now he's had
He's
two
got
trips
a
up there.
single wide trailer. Upstairs where?
And they come back, man. I mean, his head smooth as silk. It's like he was never hit by the
How,
car.
do you think he has a
I have
problem
no
repeating
explanation,
himself?
you know.
Do you think he has a problem repeating
And
himself?
what cannot be
Do you think
explained
he
in
has
the
a problem
natural
repeating
is
himself?
therefore what class? Supernatural. You can't explain it in the natural. It is therefore
See,
supernatural
there he
by
goes into
default.
his illusionary
So
daydreaming
there's
again.
that. But yeah, fascinating stuff
Fascinating for Von Helton
that
is
I've
not
personally
fascinating for
witnessed.
anybody else.
Um, Floppy gets hit by a four wheeler or a car or something. He's almost flat as a biscuit, and he comes strolling back very much alive. It's like, oh, because I mean, he should not have been alive.
This
I mean,
guy
you look at
is
him,
starting
he
to
should not have
really
been
make me
alive, but he
angry.
was. And I'm like,
He's
okay,
bragging about his dogs getting
hi,
hit by
Floppy.
cars and then making up
What
stories
do
about
you
how they just
what do you do with that?
heal
And
instantly.
of course, he passed on later
This,
on
ladies and gentlemen,
from
this is an
complications.
evil human being.
But like,
Evil.
whoa,
Von Helton, you're evil.
okay,
No, not okay.
what do you do with that? What do you do with that? So
You
I
don't
mean,
talk about it.
you just gotta,
You stop making shit up and you put a
it's
fence
like,
around
okay, there it
your
is. I'm dealing with it, and
property
I'm
so
just
your
gonna
dogs don't
move
escape
right
into the
on,
road,
right?
get hit,
You know,
so that you can
not
laugh
gonna
about
say a
it,
word.
brag
I'm
about
just
being an
gonna
animal
move
abuser.
right on, right?
Piece of shit.
Because it's like, man, because I mean,
No, I have
I knew
no
he was dead.
respect for you anymore,
I knew
Vaughn.
he was
Not
dead.
that
I
I
got
ever
a
had, but
vision that he was
zero
dead,
now.
and there he is back again. It's like, oh shit.
It's like, oh shit,
So
oh shit,
yeah,
oh yeah, so yeah,
what do
he's
you do
very
with that?
articulate, this Von Helton,
I
isn't
don't
he?
know. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to, hey, I saw it, I experienced it, and then move the fuck on, right?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
idea.
that's what
Move
I'm
on.
gonna do.
Right now, right now.
That's what you're
No,
gonna
no,
do
right
too,
now.
because
Let's move on.
there's no
No,
explanation
move,
for
move,
that.
move, move, move on.
None, other than supernatural. If it can't be explained in the natural, it is therefore supernatural by default.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, very
we're
authoritative,
gonna
isn't
we're
he?
gonna accept it, deal with it, and move the fuck on.
Do you think
But
he's like
anyway, the
got
sphere is
dementia or something?
fascinating. It is fascinating. I'm glad I looked that up. That is fascinating. I don't know if that
He
is
gets
a
entertained by
genuine,
very small things.
UFO article. Maybe it is.
He's got a small mind,
One
very
thing's for
small
sure, it's
mind.
very interesting.
He's spoken about UFOs, which don't exist because he couldn't find the movie that he said exists. And
But
he's
yeah,
talked about how
so
he's an animal
that's
abuser.
interesting.
That's Vaughn's entertainment
But
list.
we are at the 1 hour and 6 minute mark, folks.
We've got
We
3
actually
minutes
pulled
left.
off an hour. I still can't believe it's an hour.
Oh shit! Stop it.
I didn't go poof for a half an hour, did I, guys? I mean, come on, tell me
I
the
wish
truth.
you
Did I
had.
go poof
You
for a
wish you
half an
had.
hour?
It would have
Because
saved
it
us an
doesn't seem
hour.
like we've been no hour doing this shit. No way. I mean, did I go poof for about a half an hour or something? I don't know. Anyway, we got an hour in. That's close enough for government work.
All right.
So,
What are your
and
closing
we did talk
statements?
about UFOs, which is what I said I would do. No show on Solar Marshall. I don't even know if that's the right email, though. I mean, he could have got a new email.
Yeah, yeah, of course, people do that all the
But
time.
anyways, yeah. So
He could have got a new email.
yeah, it is a violation of Odyssey policy to be re-recording my live show
Oh, is that right?
in whole or in part.
Oh, is that a fact? You talking to
YouTube,
me?
just
We'll
so we
see.
know, just so we're clear,
Oh, yeah.
in whole or in part. So keep that in mind, YouTube. There might be a quiz later, and not from me, from Odyssey,
All right, then.
because Odyssey's policy is being violated.
Odyssey's policy.
If they're sniping my show, they have no right to be doing that shit. None. Especially if their channel is monetized and they're getting money for it.
Oh. Ooh.
Besides, according to the law,
He doesn't like
which
money.
happened to look up, anybody that makes money off of my voice, my likeness, I'm supposed to get a cut by law. Look it up, folks, if you don't believe me. If somebody uses my voice, my likeness, my visage in any
Your
way, shape, form, or fashion and makes money off of it, I'm supposed to get a percentage of that. That is the law.
Who's
It's
gonna
not
pay
Van
for
Helm's
you?
opinion. That is the
That'd be
law.
ridiculous.
So, YouTube, got an awful lot of videos out there with my face on it, my comments, my voice. So
Yeah,
maybe we
so?
ought to talk about a little bit of compensation here.
Yeah, YouTube. He's,
In
you know,
regards
you've
to
been
my
warned,
shit,
YouTube.
because it's my shit. It don't belong to
Yeah,
nobody
it's
else
warned
but me.
shit.
It's my intellectual property. Period.
Intellectual property, reading about
So,
UFOs and
there's that.
bragging about being an animal abuser is
Anyways,
intellectual
enough said
property.
about that bullshit. But anyway, we're out of here. Y'all have a pleasant day and better tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. So there you go. That was Von Helton. That was the best he can do. Well, I'm not impressed. And not that I could do any better, but I thought that he would cheer me up, and he really hasn't. So I appreciate anybody who's suffered along with me, either live or after. If you've got anything to say, please say it in the comments below, and buy me a coffee. I'll see you next time, probably soon. I'm starting. I haven't gone away. I'm back. I'm back live streaming. So yep, I'll share soon. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna say goodbye. See ya. Bye bye.